Welcome back, everyone. I'm Bailey.
And I'm Raquel.
And this is the Whole Shebang podcast. Hello, and welcome back to the Whole Shebang. This is episode 40. Another one of our fandom episodes. It is pre-recorded. This is coming out in July, if you're wondering why we're all bundled up. And today's fandom is going to be Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Okay, let's start off by saying what element we would bend. I think mine is obvious. Fire!
I'll do water/healing.
And I will do earthbending.
How predictable.
It is predictable.
It's also weird that we would all do different elements.
Yeah.
And so Avatar: The Last Airbender, it came out and ended up being a global sensation years ago in
And
Nickelodeon.
It keeps kind of dropping off and then picking up again.
Yeah, I do find that too.
It already has a spin-off. Or not a spin-off, a sequel, and now it's planning another one, plus the movie. Mm-hmm. So,
Not to mention the amount of times they've tried to do live action.
Let's not talk about that movie.
what movie?
Yeah.
There's no movie.
That doesn't exist. And so, with Avatar, how did you guys get into Avatar?
I made Judy watch it. I watched it like 1 or 2 episodes when I was really young when we were traveling. Because, again, I had no television channels. We didn't have cable. Or internet, for that matter. And then once we did get internet, discovered eBay and found out I could buy all of the discs of Avatar on eBay. And I started doing that. And then I started watching them all. But it was fun because, I had seen some of the episodes, but I hardly remembered any of them. And I was watching them based on when the DVDs came in, and they did not come in order. So I watched it crazily, completely out of order. And then I introduced Judy to it high school.
Yeah, because I remember we had one night that was basically like an Avatar marathon. And we stayed up until 3 a.m. watching Avatar.
Yeah, because we did it over several days. You would come over once a week and we would watch a couple episodes of Avatar, and then it was the final season, which is the Fire Nation one, and then I got really excited and made everything red.
Yeah.
What about you, Bailey?
Can't remember because we didn't have Nickelodeon until high school. But there was one channel on the TV that we would get that I would watch, American Dragon Jake Long, Avatar: The Last Airbender. And so I kind of fell into Avatar: The Last Airbender, I would probably say around second season. And I hadn't seen the first season, at all. I still hardly remember the first season. And I just picked it up from there and would watch it weekly.
Yeah.
And it was great. My favorite is season 3, though. And again, I have the DVDs too.
They're old school.
Love the DVDs.
And then Korra came out
Oh.
first year of our uni, I guess. 12.
Yeah, something like that. Because season 2 came out second year that I was in uni.
Yeah, because I remember we watched a couple episodes in the hospital.
Yeah, that's cool. Yes.
Yes, we did. I think it was the finale of one of the seasons.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the first one. Maybe
No,
it was
it
the
was
second
the second season. Because we were watching Vatu. Is it Vatu and Rava?
Yeah.
Yeah, Vatu and Rava fighting it out.
Good times. And I also, unlike you guys, have several of the comics.
Yes, you do.
I am very far behind, though. I gave up about halfway through and I was like, I don't have the money to buy them. So eventually I'm gonna go and buy the box sets.
Oh, yeah.
But they also did Legend of Korra comics too. I own the first one and I don't have the rest.
For me, I never got into as much as Avatar. And I think it was because the thing I liked a lot about Avatar was how old school their technology and everything was. And then when you got to Legend of Korra, obviously it amped up in their technology, they were going through the industrial age.
Yeah.
and I didn't like the more modern aspect of it. But that's just me because I do like things that are not set in modern times.
I'm curious
So,
how you're gonna feel about the new one that's coming out, which is like post-apocalyptic.
I'm curious too. I'm gonna watch it,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
just like I watched Korra, but I'm wondering how I'm gonna feel.
I liked in Korra that they did make an effort to make the themes more adult because they knew their audience was going to be the people who had watched Avatar as a kid.
Yeah.
I honestly loved that they gave an origin story to the Avatar.
Yeah, that was
state.
nice.
It's actually a couple of my favorite episodes.
They apparently have written novels about some of the past Avatars.
Yeah. I know they wrote one about
Kyoshi and Roku.
Yeah,
and I
Kyoshi.
think whatever his name is, the water guy before them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do find it interesting how they're expanding on the entire world. Mm-hmm. And that's fun. I wish more shows would do that, like really good ones like this, because people are curious. And if you just end it, yes, we can make up our mind about things and how we believe it was, but it's nice to get the creators' take on it all, you know?
It's kind of how I feel about the comics. Like, I like that they did it just so that there's closure, but I wish it was a cartoon series. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to know what happened to Zuko's mom, and now I do, but I had to read it in the comics.
And
Yeah.
not everybody knows about the comics. I mean, I found some people recently who didn't know there were comics, and when I told them, like, you loaned me the one with
Yeah.
Zuko's mom, and it's like, when I told them that it was with Zuko's mom and that they found her, they were like, wait, what? Happened?
And it goes into, like, Toph's spending school and, like, her experience with her parents come back in. And, like, there's other types of benders who have really weird bendings you don't see in the series that they introduce. And that's kind of where I fell off, but also, like, Katara and Sokka dealing with their dad moving on. So there's, like, a lot of really great themes and things in there that I really wish were in a cartoon.
Yeah.
But I had heard, so this is down the grapevine, don't know if this is real, but I had heard that when they were making Korra, originally the plan was to make another season of the original. And Nickelodeon X'd it, and they wanted something newer, and that's why they made the next Avatar instead of making another season of Aang. And that's why they had all the materials so that they was make comics. So that is what I've heard.
It
And
makes sense.
I'm glad we got something and not nothing at all. Like, I can't, beggars can't be choosers. But yeah, I wish it was more. I want more of everything.
I think this is a whole thing that's gonna live on for a long time.
Especially as new kids get into it. I don't know if they're playing it anymore on Nickelodeon or what they're doing, but I do know people from our generation that had like grown up and watched it are going to pass it on to.
That's what they were saying, because we mentioned in Fan Expo Canada, they came and did a panel, and we went to a fan panel as well, but they had some of the voice actors there, and we met some of them. They're very, very nice people. And yeah, they were saying too, it's been years since Avatar came out. And the panel was arguably almost fuller than the Hasbin Hotel ones, which is something recent. And I was surprised even, like, how many people there were still cosplaying even. And when we did the fan one, there's too many people for the little room, so they had to cut people off. Like, it's still very, very alive.
Yeah. And that's nice to see that some of these shows like Avatar and that have touched so many people, because Avatar: The Last Airbender isn't like has been. It was a very generic for its time hero story type thing. And the way they played it and the world they made up for it just was amazing. And they did a fantastic job. Favorite characters? I know mine.
I know yours too. So my favorite character is obviously Azula. And I like her not just because she's evil and crazy, but I feel like they did her very well. You know, she's very cold, but you do get to see her break down. And the comics explore that further, and they explore her relationship with Zuko a bit closer, which is really interesting. Again, why I wish it was like more out there, more known. But Zuko was probably my favorite of the good guy team, except for his ponytail phase. I can't. I don't think anyone can excuse the ponytail phase. Judy, favorite character?
I have to say Iroh.
I thought you were gonna go Katara.
Okay, Katara, yes, but she's the motherly figure, and yes, that's her own thing. But honestly, I've always loved, like, Iroh has all of his funny moments, and he always has his tea. I loved it when he had his own tea shop, and it's like,
You
oh my
mean
gosh.
hot leaf juice, Judy?
No. But when he had his own tea shop with Zuko, that was like a very cute time. And he always has like all these memorable and life lessons. And it's like I love his character. And I loved also that they found a way to bring him into Korra as well.
Yeah.
Because that was also like the bridging there.
Bailey, your favorite character?
My favorite character.
If she doesn't say the one I'm thinking of, I'm gonna have to leave.
Obviously is Toph.
Thank you.
I would say a close second, even tie with Toph is Sokka.
Yeah, you do like Sokka.
I do like Sokka. Just the two of their personalities, I love to see that in animation. But I love the quirky, fun characters.
I like that even though Sokka is 100% comic relief, he's still also the planning guy, the smart guy. He's not just the comic relief.
Yeah.
He can be the smart guy, but he's also just kind of out there sometimes.
I got an autograph from his voice actor who was very sweet, and we chatted for a bit. And he was telling me about someone else who he knew whose name was Raquel, which was really cute. And then he wrote, "Drink cactus juice, it's the quenchiest," on my autograph.
You also got the picture.
I did. It makes me really happy. If you watch some of these videos, you'll see it in the background when I'm on Zoom. It's there on my wall.
Cactus juice is the quenchiest.
We should have all had a cup of cactus juice.
Where do you find that in Northern Ontario?
Superstore.
Oh.
Yeah, they would probably have it.
Good luck finding it in an actual cactus.
We can make that happen. Just go to a plant store, buy a cactus, carve it out.
Yeah, no.
What about favorite pet or animal?
Oh.
Because they do interesting animals.
They do.
I want a polar bear dog.
Polar bear dog?
I want a platypus bear.
Yeah.
You don't just want the regular bear?
Yeah, but
No, not the regular. I want a platypus bear. Or appa. I wouldn't mind an appa either.
Appa would make life much more convenient just to fly around, avoid all the traffic.
But then you get really cold up there.
Yeah,
you
you would.
think, right? Like,
Yeah.
But then you just bundle up.
get to work in the middle of summer and icicles are just hanging off your face.
I think I would go with either the turtle ducks or I would jump into Korra and do the fire ferret.
Yeah.
The fire ferret, yeah.
They're all pretty cute though.
They
I do
are.
like the amalgamation of animals. So we talked about this because we did the fan fiction episode already. I've been writing Judy, this very long fan fiction where we're an avatar. And I was talking with Bailey on the phone. Bailey has now heard most of that story. So it does exist. It's very cringy. Some of it is on the internet, and I'm not going to tell anyone how to find it. Because that's before I started editing it. But we were trying to come up with an animal to give the bad guys. And I wanted to make something snake-like that could be ridden on. So we said, why don't we amalgamate it with a cow? And we created Cowbra. And it's the most horrifying AI image I have ever seen in my life. And maybe I'll share it on our Instagram after this episode comes out. Because it's special.
It's something else.
But then Bailey's like, I want an animal in your story. I was like, okay, well, it has to be something with a dog. So then we made the poodle walrus.
Yes, that was my favorite.
I don't remember what we called it, but it looked really cute.
Just see like your dog Rue with like these walrus fangs.
That's pretty much what the image is. And then
We could have called it a Wally Poo.
That's
I wouldn't trust your dog with walrus fangs.
I wouldn't either.
no, I
but-
wouldn't. He would forget they're there and jump on you.
And bite, not on purpose, but those fangs would dig into you by accident, just because he's trying to lick you or love you.
So then I gave Judy a cat monk, which is a cat and a chipmunk. And I named it Nutmeg because that was her cat at the time. So yeah, like the cow bra. I will never forget cow bra. It is horrifying.
Cowbra was scary.
Maybe one of these days I will read that fan fiction here on the podcast or as a Patreon special, mostly for Judy. Love you, Judy. So yeah, that's our experiences with Avatar. Did anyone watch the Netflix Avatar?
Yes.
I tried.
I watched the whole thing. Yes.
Did you like it?
It was all right. Now, so people are going to slam me for saying that because they are very loyal to the original and because this was supposed to be book 1 and we had the secret tunnel in it and there was a bunch of things that aren't supposed to be there and of course some of the CGI is not good compared to the cartoon, which I do say yes, Appa looks terrifying. So yes, I do have my gripes about it. For what it is, it's not bad. I definitely say it is miles above what that thing we don't talk about is.
The movie that shall not be named.
Yeah, it's miles above that. I am interested to see what happened. I will watch the second season just to see what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And especially also because Toph is being added in the next season.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Bailey, thoughts? I can tell you have some. You're like sighing over there.
Bailey's upset.
I couldn't. I tried. I tried so hard to like it and watch it. Mm-hmm. But the second I saw Appa, it freaked me out so much. I had to stop watching. I could have seen if it had been minor CGI work or characters that they had messed up on, but Appa is such a big part of the show. I did like when I first started it, it was fairly intriguing, like the plot line.
I'm just going to jump in here because you're talking about the start of it. So I got through 2 episodes and gave up. I liked that they included the genocide of the Air Nomads. It made it much more real. Like the cartoon makes it real, but also like it's a cartoon and you don't actually see the violence. And there's just something much more like you care about these characters already if you've been a fan, so you're like, oh, I'm actually watching this happen now, which wouldn't have made sense to show in the cartoon apart from it being for kids, but that was a nice inclusion.
They actually made you feel a lot more compassion, a lot more connection to the Air Nomads in this one than they did in the cartoons. But like you said, like the cartoons was a lot more for kids.
But I mean, like he still finds the guy's skeleton and stuff. Like that's traumatizing for him.
I get it. Like you had to make some kind of connection, and sometimes I wondered, like, is this really a show for kids? Like they think that there's a skull right there, but still, like the Netflix one was really good at like, especially for the Air Nomads. Like you really felt that connection to them.
Mm-hmm.
So it was even more heartbreaking when Aang saw them.
My problem was that they changed some of the characters' personalities too much. Like Sokka. I needed more comedy, and I get that they're trying to make it darker for an older audience and for action. And I've talked to people who've never seen Avatar, the cartoon, and they've watched the Netflix and they love it. And I get it. As it is, it's probably fine. But when you're a very hardcore fan, it really sucks when they really change the characters for me. And anything that does like a live adaptation or even of a book, if they change a main character's personality too much, I can't do it.
Yeah.
And like I said, I get it, especially if you watch the original Avatar, The Last Airbender, and then coming to the Netflix one, we're going to have gripes about it. We're going to be really upset about some things. Like I said, it's good for what it is, which is a Netflix adaptation. It's not perfect. They're not going to make it perfect. But, I mean, for people who haven't seen the show before, it's a good way to see. It's a good way to have a shorter recap of what.
I was really looking forward to it. The casting, I think they did really well in casting.
Yes, I think they did
Much
too.
better.
But I became very concerned when the original creators dropped out.
Yeah.
That was a huge red flag for me. I've seen a lot of things about season 2 coming out, and I don't know. Maybe I'll try again one day.
Like I said, I'm interested. I'll watch it for watching it, especially with Toph coming in, and we'll see what happens. I mean, maybe that's where I quit. But
Maybe they stay more true to the characters later on.
Yeah.
who knows?
I mean, only time can tell.
Well, let us know how it goes, Judy,
Yeah,
because
let
we're
us
not
know,
going to watch
Judy.
it.
Right. I'll let you guys know. I'm already they're already past Secret Tunnel, so what else can you do?
I am looking forward to, I know it's a while coming yet, but Avatar: The Last Airbender, the movie, which does take on with the characters like Aang and Katara and Sokka, and they're older.
I'm excited. I wish they were bringing back the original voice cast.
Yeah.
I get why they don't have to because they're older versions, so they don't feel the need to, and that's fine. But all of these people are older now, so there's no reason why. And I'm assuming some of them don't want to do it because they don't want to retrieve the role. Well, others are probably like, yeah, I'll be there. So it could be confusing if you only have half and not. And like, I get the reasonings,
Yeah.
but I just wish, like, come on, convince them.
It might also be because they feel like Avatar: The Last Airbender is done, and they want, like, Korra was its own thing. The next one is going to be its own thing. So they want, like, Avatar to be its own standalone, and they think that Avatar's had its run. I don't know. Everybody has their own feelings about it.
I won't lie though, but like for Dante Bosco, who voices Zuko, he's still in voice acting. And then there's also Mae Whitman, who played Katara, who is still very much in voice acting
Well, a
and
whole
acting.
bunch of the voice cast have their own podcast about Avatar.
And so, to me, if Nickelodeon was doing it, it would only seem fair to reach out to the originals. I mean, I get it if they said no.
My assumption would be that maybe that was what happened, and then some of them, like, conflicts happen, right? Like,
Yeah.
recording conflicts happen, movie conflicts happen. This movie's been pushed back a couple of years over and over and again. Who knows what's going on in the writing room or, there. But, yeah, I can't imagine someone like Dante Bosco, who's also in Korra, would say no.
Yeah. Because I think, too, this hit home for a lot of them. Like, when we went to Fan Expo and they were talking about how this show affected them and how when they were recording, they didn't know it was going to be, like, a cultural sensation.
Dante said he threw out all of his scripts because he was like, I don't need to hang on to that. That's not going to be worth anything in the future.
And now
Why didn't I hang on to those? They would have been worth so much in the future.
take a lesson from Dante. Hold on to things.
But he didn't know.
And he came in, he's like, I'm going to play this gruff, angry prince and no one's going to watch it anyway. And then it took off and he's like, oh, people are watching this.
How strange.
And we're still watching it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's been decades.
Yeah, that came out. I don't know the year that
2006?
2006 it started coming out,
I'm not sure.
Something around that time frame.
but
Somebody's gonna comment like you're totally wrong, but
probably
Let us know if you know.
let us know. But in terms of Avatar, like obviously it's still a growing fandom because of the fact that they are doing all these revamps and the new movies and everything else, and that's just going to lead people back to the original content.
Which is held up through time.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
the things that they put in there are very mature themes, and they do it very well for kids in a way that, you know, as adults, we don't get bored watching it. But kids also, like, they pick up on it, and they don't get bored either. And it's really hard to balance that kind of thing. And Nickelodeon, for Korra particularly, put a lot of stops on it. And they stopped airing it. There was a lot of controversy with the last season of Korra. And, you know, but it's still there. And people like it so much that they're like, let's do another one. And they wouldn't if people didn't care anymore.
Well, it's also kind of, some people also call it more of like a cartoon anime, kind of like bridging that gap. So if people say they haven't watched an anime and they watched Avatar, well, you kind of have.
Yeah. It's a good show. Let's go watch Avatar.
And with that, we're going to go watch it again.
Be a
Probably for the
Bailey.
100. Yep.
Cactus juice.
Yeah, we're gonna go get our cactus juice and we're going to yip away.
I love it.
But we will talk to you all, see you all next time. Until then, cheers. That's all for today. Catch us on Instagram where we drop teasers for the next show and our Discord account. Links are down below.